I just want to do a really quick update on my fuel pump that I installed this past winter. Quite possibly one of the best investments I've made. In the end, this thing cost me almost 400 bucks to put in, but in terms of time saving and ease of use, it is absolutely amazing. I can fill up pretty much. The other day I filled up all three of my diesel mowers, the 455, the X748, and the 1445, in less than 5 minutes. Super easy to use, really like this system. Still working on getting the battery hooked up. I just got done using it, so you see the strong box battery right there. I got out of that 3215. So I've been using it, but eventually what I'll do is I've got that electrical outlet right there. I will put a shelf right there, I've got a battery tender that I've already purchased, and I'll put a battery on top of that, and then the cables will connect to it. And I'll probably put a disconnect switch on the wall, and then I'll put something down to record all of my fuel usage and what I'm pumping out. I can tell you, based on early data, I've only filled up all the machines a couple times, and I believe that, you know, anytime you're talking about fuel usage, you should probably have a substantial amount of data before you have too many conclusions. I've run about 20 gallons through the 455, and it's right now, I think between multi-use of towing water carts and mowing the yard, we're right at 0.6 gallons per hour. The 1445 is somewhere around 1 to 1.2 gallons per hour, depending on how tall the grass is. And the X748, I don't have enough data on yet to really comment, mostly because one fill up, I didn't get the hours right, and I don't want to guess on the hours. And I've actually got the most fill ups on the X748, but I don't have enough data, mostly because the second fill up, I didn't use the X748 for much other than towing a cart around, and so I ended up with like a half gallon an hour, which makes perfect sense, but that's not going to represent real world, or at least I don't think it is. I would suspect the X748 is going to be somewhere around 0.7 gallons an hour, just based on my historical usage of fuel, but I've never been able to do it with, you know, actual real hard data on every fill up. So that's what's really nice about this setup. Really like it. Wish I would have done it sooner. Basically, it allows me to buy diesel, you know, when I can, put it in that transfer tank next door. I still have to hand pump it, but oh well, you know, hand pumping once or twice a year is not that bad, because like now that I have the 4066, I can get a full 80 gallons in there. So 2 trips a year is 160 gallons, and I go through approximately, just on rough figures, I'll go through about 140 gallons of diesel in the summer, and so it's almost perfect. Then I can fill up, I go through about 40 gallons in the winter, or at least in my estimates 40 gallons. So you know, basically 200 gallons a year in diesel, or a little bit less. So anyway, works really well for this tank, and figured I would give you an update. I don't update a lot of my projects as I do a project and I completely forget about it. So if you have questions, you know, ask if something I've done, and I'll try to answer them. So thanks for watching. Because we all like bonus footage, I realize that a lot of people have written comments that they want me to get back to the 820. I completely agree. I would love to get back to the 820. Unfortunately, right now the 820 is in a great place in the shop. It's not in anybody's way. It's not in my way. It's not my wife's way. And at the moment, I just don't have the time to dedicate to it. So, or the money for that matter. So I have not. It is not cranked since probably October or November, or maybe even before that. So it's been at least 6-7 months since it cranked. It does turn over. I do come out and I turn the pulley every now and then, just because, I mean, the last thing you want to do is get it seized. I've ordered a couple things for it in terms of small parts, and eventually, you know, right now I do keep a loose eye out for a parts 820. I've actually bid on 2 of them, and I've lost both of them. so I can replace that front pan right there, and then a couple other things that I want to replace, pulley shield and whatnot. It just sits here for right now. It needs 4 new tires, or at least I think it needs 4 new tires to be too functional. I need to do some welding on the cowl over the steering wheel. I need to fix the steering shaft bushing. I fixed it and then it fell out. I'm also acquiring antifreeze. You can see every time I go to Walmart I'll get 2 or 3 things of antifreeze if I remember. So that way I don't have to put water in, I don't have to drain it every winter, so that'll be a lot more helpful. Right now it doesn't have anything in it. You see the radiator cap's upside down, mostly because I figure if it's upside down and it's off, I won't start it without any coolant in it, any water or anything. Plus the water's not sitting there just rusting it out. I've got both drain plugs off the bottom, so there should be, I don't have mice or anything out here, so I'm not too concerned about something growing, you know, having a nest in the cooling system or anything. So you know, it just sits here. Like I said, I would love to get back to it. It's just a matter of time and money, and right now I don't have a lot of time to play with it, and money I would prefer to spend on other projects. But that is the A20, so it's still here. I still have it. It's not going anywhere. Don't intend for it to go anywhere, and I'm sure it'll make an appearance at some point in the future. So anyway, but thanks for the questions. I do appreciate it. Lets me know that people actually do pay attention to what I have and whatnot, and they do watch my videos. So anyway, thanks for watching.